Welcome to the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. Are you a passionate believer in liberty and democracy? Are you concerned about the growing infiltration of Marxist and socialist ideology in our politics, media, and culture? This podcast was created by a citizen of the United States who was born and raised in Romania, a socialist country in Eastern Europe, during the 1970s and 1980s. As more and more members of our youth pivot towards Marxism, socialism, and communism in the United States of America and beyond, now, more than ever, it is important to focus on liberty and democracy, instead of the alluring Marxist and socialist trends which, as history repeatedly has shown, lead to repressive authoritarian regimes. Marxism does not lead to utopia either in the United States of America or anywhere else in the world. Let us question governments, policies, and manufactured social progressivism. Let us go back to the times when it was okay for us to agree to disagree. Welcome to the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. For the next few months, our podcast episodes published on Wednesdays will include excerpts from Maestro Cercia's ebook, Comparing and Contrasting the Republican, Democrat, and Libertarian Political Parties in the United States of America, to help you understand further the ideas behind the politics in the USA. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Thank you for joining today's Liberty and Democracy podcast. We will now listen to our ebook titled Comparing and Contrasting the Republican, Democrat, and Libertarian Political Parties in the United States of America. In today's episode, we will listen to Chapter 3, Democratic Party, including subchapters Origins and Evolution of the Democratic Party, as well as Democratic Party Platform. You are welcome to interact with our artificial intelligence chatbot and read the ebook online via the ebook page at www.sercea.com. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chapter 3, Democratic Party. Origins and Evolution of the Democratic Party. The Anti-Federalists, later known as the Democratic Republicans, were led by esteemed figures such as Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. They advocated for limited government, states' rights, and a strict interpretation of the Constitution. Their opposition to the Federalists' policies, including the establishment of a national bank and a standing army, ultimately led to the downfall of the Federalist Party. In 1828, the Democratic Republicans underwent a rebranding and became the Democratic Party, heralding a new chapter in American politics. Throughout its history, the Democratic Party has undergone various transformations in order to adapt to the ever-changing needs and demands of the American people. One of the most significant turning points occurred in the early 20th century with the rise of progressivism. Progressive Democrats championed social and political reforms such as women's suffrage, workers' rights, and the regulation of large corporations. Under the leadership of presidents like Woodrow Wilson and Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Democratic Party embraced a more active role for the federal government in addressing societal issues. Another pivotal moment in the party's evolution came with the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Democratic leaders, including President Lyndon B. Johnson, played a prominent role in enacting groundbreaking legislation like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These acts aimed to dismantle segregation and ensure equal voting rights for all Americans, particularly African Americans. As a result, the Democratic Party became closely associated with advocating for civil rights, leading to a reshuffling of political allegiances in the South and among minority communities. In recent decades, the Democratic Party has continued to evolve, placing a strong emphasis on progressive values and social justice. The party has consistently advocated for policies such as universal healthcare, LGBTQ+ rights, and the protection of the environment. Additionally, the Democratic Party has prioritized diversity and representation, with women and people of color assuming more leadership positions within the party. While the Democratic Party has experienced significant changes over time, certain core principles have remained unwavering. The party has consistently supported a more robust role for government in addressing economic and social issues. Democrats generally advocate for income redistribution, a robust social safety net, and regulations to safeguard the well-being of consumers and workers. Furthermore, Democrats tend to prioritize diplomacy and collaborative approaches to foreign policy. In conclusion, the origins and evolution of the Democratic Party are intricately intertwined with the history of the United States. From its beginnings as the Anti-Federalists to its embrace of progressivism and civil rights, the party has steadfastly adapted to meet the needs and aspirations of the American people. While facing criticism and internal divisions throughout its existence, the Democratic Party remains a significant political force in the United States, molding policy and influencing the trajectory of the nation. Democratic Party Platform. At the core of the Democratic Party's platform lies its unwavering dedication to cultivating a fair and inclusive society. The party recognizes the significance of rectifying systemic disparities and endeavors to ensure that every American has equal access to opportunities and rights. This sense of commitment is evident in the party's stance on a myriad of issues, encompassing healthcare, education, and criminal justice reform. A key belief underpinning the Democratic Party's platform is the conviction that healthcare is an inherent right. The party advocates for expanding access to affordable healthcare for all Americans and safeguarding and enhancing the Affordable Care Act, colloquially known as Obamacare. The party understands the importance of guaranteeing adequate medical care for all individuals, regardless of their financial means. Moreover, the Democratic Party is staunchly committed to the advancement of education in the United States, particularly in terms of providing equitable access to high-quality education for all children, irrespective of their socioeconomic background. The party supports augmented funding for public schools and initiatives geared toward enhancing teacher training, thereby ensuring that students receive comprehensive and well-rounded education. Regarding the reform of the criminal justice system, the Democratic Party acknowledges the necessity of addressing its deeply rooted issues. It advocates for the cessation of mass incarceration and the implementation of sentencing reforms that prioritize rehabilitation over punishment. The party also supports initiatives aimed at curbing racial and socioeconomic disparities within the criminal justice system and expanding programs that successfully reintegrate individuals into society following their release. The Democratic Party's platform also places a paramount importance on safeguarding the environment and tackling climate change. Recognizing the urgent need for action in combating the debilitating effects of climate change, the party supports measures such as transitioning to clean energy sources, investing in eco-friendly infrastructure, and reaffirming its commitment to international agreements, notably the Paris Agreement. Additionally, the Democratic Party places considerable emphasis on safeguarding and expanding the rights of marginalized communities. The party staunchly advocates for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community, women's rights, and civil rights. It endeavors to ensure that every individual is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, or religion. While these examples barely scratch the surface, the Democratic Party's platform is comprehensive, addressing a wide array of issues. It epitomizes an unwavering commitment to progressive values and an ardent aspiration to build a society that is equitable, fair, and inclusive. Through its policies and propositions, the Democratic Party seeks to confront the challenges confronting the nation and pave the way for a brighter future for all Americans.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. We hope you found today's content interesting. intriguing, and useful. You're invited to join us again, as our podcast episodes are now published every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In the meanwhile, don't forget to visit our ebook page at www.sersea.com/ebooks, as well as stop by our website at www.libertarian.center, or our Liberty and Democracy YouTube channel at bit.ly/democracy videos.